Hello, it's time for Combat Patrol Carnage. So we're finishing off issue 3 and we're putting our Infernus Marines, Marine, through his paces as he clears the deck of infestation sites from the Tyranids. So we'll be learning the basics on moving and shooting in this issue. Don't forget, Combat Patrol Carnage is proudly sponsored by warbay.shop, your one-stop supply for all your hobby needs. They buy and sell both new and used armies as well as piles of shame. They also sell hobby supplies such as paints and paintbrushes, and all your gaming aids such as dice and tokens. There'll be a link for warbay.shop in the video description down below, so check them out, and who knows, you might just find your next project at a bit of a discount. Right then, let's lock and load, and we'll burn some Tyranid Infestation Sites. Here we are then, back with issue 3, and it's time for our battle. So I've read through the magazine and we just need a single Infernus Marine. So I think I'm going to choose the last guy we built who's got the under the barrel grip there. So we use him to burn away our Tyranid infestation markers. I've got a bunch of wound markers here, just enough to put on the Infernus Marine and the markers, and I've got a quadruple of dice there. So we've got our issue, we'll put that to the side for the moment. So let's turn our attention to our cards. We'll punch these out and then we'll set up for our battle. So yeah, pretty cool. These are going to be very handy for when we come to having the full combat patrol at our fingertips. There's our future units that we'll be getting. And then we got our previous units from issues 1, 2 and this one. So our Terminator Captain, our Tyranid Prime, our Von Runners Leapers here as well. And of course, finally, the one we'll be needing for today is our Infernus Marines. So we'll keep this one to one side, as we'll need to reference it. And finally then, we got the rest of our terrain cards to punch out. There we go. So for this battle, we're of course going to need our map. We're going to need our 4 cards, our Infernus Marine, a few dice, and a few wound markers, plus our Infernus Marine reference sheet. Right, we've got some reading to do first, so I'll bring in the issue, and then we'll set up and play through our latest battle. Flamer armed troops are essential in anti-Tyranid operations. Cleanse, purge, kill. An Infernus Marine has been dispatched to burn his way to the heart of the Tyranid swarm to rescue his commander. However, he has run into a Tyranid trap, an infestation of Tyranid tendrils that spew vile spores into the air. Will he be able to purge the Tyranids, or will he perish? Moving, shooting, and inflicting wounds. Warhammer 40,000 is a dynamic game in which mobility is key to victory. Whether keeping long-range units safe or leveraging the devastating power of short-range units such as the Infernus Marines. The location of your units on the battlefield is essential. In this mission, you'll need to stay mobile while shooting to secure victory. Shooting attacks. Many units in Warhammer 40,000 are armed with powerful ranged weapons, which are used to slaughter the enemies at a distance. Shooting attacks work much like melee attacks, with some key differences. However, effective a unit is determined by the strength of the attacks it is making and the toughness of its target. Shooting attacks. Many units in Warhammer 40,000 are armed with ranged weapons. Attacking with these is much like attacking with melee weapons, except you can use ranged weapons to shoot at distant enemies. In the example, a unit of Von Ryan's Leapers is advancing on the Infernus squad. The Space Marines make a deadly shooting attack to try and save themselves from the incoming carnage. Weapon special rules. Weapons in Warhammer 40,000 are varied. Many have special rules that make them more powerful. Pyre blasters, for example, automatically hit their targets. Torrent. Torrent weapons shoot clouds of fire, gas, or other lethal substances that few can hope to evade. Weapons with torrent in their profile are known as torrent weapons. Each time an attack is made with such a weapon, that attack automatically hits the target. As you play through these guides, you'll learn more about the weapon special rules for your units. Mastering them is key to victory in Warhammer 40,000. Determining to wound values. How easily a weapon injures a target can be worked out by comparing the strength of the weapon with the toughness of the target, using the chart below. So we see here a strength that is double the toughness, wounds on a 2, a strength that is greater, wounds on a 3, strength that is equal is a wounding on a 4, which you've learned previously, strength that is less, wounds on a 5, strength that is half, wounds on a 6. Mission 3, Cleanse, Purge, Kill. Mission Briefing. In this mission, you will use an Infernus Marine to purge a number of Tyranid Infestation Sites. The Infestation Sites are represented by your Tyranid terrain battlefield essential cards. Place them with the statistics side facing up in the spaces shown on the battle map below. Then place your chosen Infernus Marine in the Infernus Marine deployment zone. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and the deployment zone for there. Deployment. You can use any Infernus Marine in your unit for this mission. In future battles, you'll use an entire squad of Infernus Marines as a deadly unit. But to keep things simple, you'll use a single model for now. Check each infestation site is in the right spot before you begin. Glorious Victory. You win immediately when you have destroyed every infestation site. An infestation site is destroyed when it has taken 2 damage. When an infestation site is destroyed, remove it from the battlefield. The Infernus Marine can move through destroyed infestation sites. Top tip. Always keep moving towards the next infestation site you want to destroy. You should be able to clear out the small and medium infestation sites easily, but the large and armoured infestation sites may need 2 or more attacks to finish off. And then to battle. So we've got an example here of movement. So in this, we move from square to square. So moving from one square to another is a normal move, after which you can shoot at an adjacent square containing an infestation site. Alternatively, you can make a run move, in which case you can move 2 squares, or you can remain stationary and then straight up fire, which we'll be doing when we get to the tougher infestation sites. And then we got our attack sequence. So choose a target, work out how many hits. So Pyre Blasters make d6 shots. So roll a d6 to find out how many automatic hits you get. Then roll to wound, depending on the site we're targeting. And then make any saves. After which the infestation sites attack, spewing out spores. Each will do a strength 2 attack against the Infernus Marine, needing 6s to wound. He will need a 3+ to save. Each failed save inflicted on the Infernus Marine will inflict a wound. The Infernus Marine will be taken out of action after 2 wounds. Right, we'll save turning the page and we'll get straight into our battle. So I've had to stand up for this one as we are using quite a spread out area. So we've got a large infestation, armoured infestation, medium infestation, and a small infestation. Plus our Infernus Marine is starting down here in the corner. So let's begin. We'll start by moving, and I think we'll move this way, and we will attack here. So we get D6 shots, only a 1, oh dear. So we auto hit, it's a small site, so we wound on 2s. Oops, there's a point, we should be stat side up. And wow, we don't actually wound, that's a 1. Okay, so each of the infestation sites then get to attack. So 4 still on the table, needing 6s. We've got 1. Can the Space Marine save? He can. Okay, over to Space Marine. D6 shots for 4. There we go. Now we're working. We found out which button turns the heat on. So we need toughness 2. Strength for the Pyre Blaster is 4, so it's double. We need 2s. And I throw most of the dice on the floor. But that is 3 wounds. So that is 1 burnt infestation site. End of round. So the infestation markers attack the Space Marine. No spores hit this time. On to the Space Marines move. We'll move towards our next target. So D6 shots again, getting 3. Needing 3s to wound this time, as there is strength 4, toughness 3. That's 2 wounds, that's enough to roast our target. So 2 sites remaining, no wounds. Onto our Space Marine. So we'll make things easy and we'll go for the heavy site. We get only 2 shots and we are lower strength, so we wound on 6s. That's nothing. 2 attacks from infestation sites. 1 goes through. Can our Space Marine save? He can. His armor holds true. Okay, D6 shots for 3 again. Wounding on 6s. Come on. That's 1. That's good. That's something. It saves on a 4+, which it does. That's why I forgot the other one had a 6+ save. D6, 2 spore shots. Nothing. D6 shots for the Flamer. 2. And 1 goes through. 4+ save. No, so it's a single wound on the infestation site. 2 spore attacks. Ooh, that was close. 1 goes through. Can he save? He can. On to the Space Marine's turn. D6 shots, 5, which is the maximum amount of dice I actually have out. Come on, we need those 6s. 2 of them, look at that. Can he save? He saves 1, but 1 goes through. That's the infestation site burnt to a crisp. 1 spore left. It doesn't do anything. Now, in order to get to an adjacent square, we're going to have to make a run move. So I think we'll go 1 and then 2. Spore attack. Nope. Then normal move to there. And we'll get our D6 shots. Only 2. And 4's to wound. Can it save on a 5? It can. Spore shot. Yes. Can the Space Marine save? Yes. Phew. Still alive. Okay. D6 shots. Try that again. It's a big 6. So, all 6 dice. Come on. 4s. Oh, that's horrible. 1 goes through. No, 5's even, so only 1 goes through. Strength 4, tough 5, with a 1 lower. Can it save? It can't, so we have burnt it a little bit. Infestation attack? No. Okay, Pyre Blaster shots, only 2. Needing 5s. We got 1. Can it save on a 5? No, it can't. Infestation site cleared. Purge the alien! And there we go. Our Infernus Marine has purged a deck of infestation sites. Let's go back to the magazine and we'll give you the Space Marine victory speech. Okay, we're back and it's time for our victory speech. So, the battle ends for now. Did you manage to purge the infestation sites or did your Infernus Marine fall in battle? Check the results below. Space Marine victory. The Infernus Marine allows himself a moment of pride as the last infestation site is reduced to a charred husk. He takes a moment to reload and to upload the coordinates of his location to his battle brothers, who will join him soon. Now purged of XENOS taint, this will be a fine staging post for the rescue of his missing captain. Tyranid infestation far greater than the initial scan suggested. Preparing for extreme scale deployment. Sound the war horns. We march to war. And that is it for this issue. So, pretty good issue. We've learnt all about shooting. We've also learnt a little bit about moving. And yeah, we've added some cool data cards to our collection, as well as a new Space Marine unit. So I can't wait to see how these guys work as a full unit in the next issue, hopefully. Speaking of the next issue then. So, issue 4. Our paint issue. We get 3 paints and a brush. So, Macragge Blue, Barracknell Burgundy, and Wraithbone. We learn to paint our models. We read about the Silver Templars, and we learn how to use our new datasheets. Issue 5 is the collection's special model, so a brand new Infernus Marine Sergeant. So if you wanted to, you could build up your regular Infernus Sergeant as the grenade throwing guy, which is the optional. And yeah, we'll have this guy as a nice replacement for him as Sergeant of the squad. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, special model. We learn a bit more about the Imperium, and we learn all about dice modifiers in our play articles. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a pretty fun issue. So yeah, all that's left to do then is say thank you, of course, for watching, and a big thank you to warbay.shop for sponsoring the series. So I'll see you next time on Combat Patrol Carnage. Goodbye.